Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Marion. I do DIY videos. Today I'm using Janelle Monae's Oscar 2020 outfit as an inspiration. So let's do this. I'm going to be making a dress with this as the inspiration. So these are the fabrics I'm using. I have this glittery stretchy fabric. So in actuality, the actual dress that Janelle wore was actually done using mesh fabric, and then all the glitter you see are Swarovski crystals that are embroidered on. So obviously with the fabric I'm using, I'm way off, but yeah, I liked this. It's really light, stretchy. That's what I needed. The satin I'm going to be using for the skirt part as lining, and of course to stiffen the skirt so that it has like the shape. I'm using this stiffnet. It's really stiff and it can hurt your fingers when working with it, but this is what I needed for the skirt. So let's get into it. Starting off, I just cut off like a line skirt pattern, and unfortunately the fabric I have had a small width, like the overall width of the fabric was 45 inches. I would have preferred if the fabric had like at least 60 inches so that the flare would be more pronounced, but I worked with it and yeah, it still came out fine, but it would have been better with more flare, and I would have gotten more flare with a fabric that has a bigger width. Another thing to learn, if you're using a fabric like what I'm using, like the glitter and everything, it falls out and it goes everywhere. Like right now, I still have glitter in my hair, my face, on different clothes that I've been wearing during the time I made this dress. So if you sneeze a lot and all that, don't use such fabric. So anyway, I cut out the front and two back pieces for the skirt. I'm going straight ahead to do the body. Just regular front, then the back I'll have an opening for the zipper, and then of course I'll cut out the sleeves and the hoodie. So if you're wondering why this person needed such a dress to glitter all the way, like it's really attention seeking dress, don't worry, they were going for a premiere, like movie premiere, show premiere kind of thing. So on those ones you have to be seen, you have to shine, you have to sparkle. So yeah, anyway, it made sense to have like a full glittery outfit for an event like a premiere. Anyway, on other news, the actual Janelle Monae dress that I'm using as inspiration, yo, 600 hours to make it. Yeah, it makes sense because the crystals were like hand embroidered onto the mesh. That's like really exquisite dress. It's really beautiful. So I get that it took 600 hours. It's really beautiful. So I went ahead and cut the stiffening, the stiffnet, as well as the lining. So I cut them for the skirt in just the same way I cut the front pieces as well as the back pieces. So I have a front, for the front I have the stiffnet, the main glittery fabric, and the satin lining, and that's how I'm going to layer them and sew along the hemline to join the hemline and to finish up the hemline. So they are both joined, all joined, the three pieces, and I did the same for the back pieces. So I'm just going to line it up, make sure the stiff net and the glittery fabric are smooth, like the fabric is smooth on top of the stiff net, and then I'm going to pin all around, like on the side seams, the waist, and the other side seam. And I'll do this for the back pieces as well before I join them together. So here we have it. The stiff net plus the glittery fabric are held together. I did the same for the back pieces, and now I'm just going to sew the skirt along the side seam. So the satin is going to be sewed along with the satin, and the main fabric with stiff net will be sewed. Okay, just see what I do. And when I tell you this stiff net, you need to be careful with it because it can cut your fingers or your body parts, whatever, it doesn't matter. It can cut you really easily because it's actually small plastic pieces woven together to create, you know, a mesh, but really stiff mesh. So yeah, I'm attaching the side seam, and I'll do the same to the back, center back seam as well, but I'll leave some space for the zip. So when you get to the lining part, you also just attach the side seam. So yeah, for the back seam I left about 5 inches from the waistline, and then I continued on. So here we are. After attaching the sides, I'm going to understitch the hemline just so that the lining can remain on the wrong side of things. So this was really tough because it was a lot of fabric, and the fabric was also bulky, but it's a necessary step in ensuring the hem remains neat. The major point of having this, before I tell you all of that, this is how the skirt looks after understitching. You can tell that the understitching really did something, but because of the bulkiness of the stiffness, it's not like 100% lying on the wrong side. Like the lining is still peeping out. So because of that, I'm going to do a top stitch as well, just to ensure that the lining is well hidden. But the understitch really helps because now folding this is really easy as I sew that top stitch. So I'm just going to sew the top stitch. Now yes, as I was saying, the lining specifically is there to just hide the mesh, and you need to hide the mesh because first, as I said, that mesh can cause injuries. So I can't even picture it being skin to skin with your body, like you've actually worn the dress and the mesh is exposed to your skin. Yeah, so that's the main purpose of using the satin or lining. Yeah. So after that, I'm just attaching the waistline, like all 3 layers, so that it's easier to attach to the top or bodice part of the dress. So this is the bodice of the dress. I just went ahead and attached everything. The zip is still not yet attached, but this is how we're looking. So my client is a bit bigger than me, so it doesn't fit me, as you can see, but yeah, so let's go and attach it to the dress. So I just put in a waistband. It's about 1.5 inches, and then I sneaked in some pockets into the skirt. Don't know if you can see those. So my client came in for the first fit, and we are going to redo the waistline. The shaping I had on the waistline was just wrong, and it was creating like a weird shape for the skirt. So I'm going to redo the waistline, shape the waistline so that it's more straight, and then I was going to redo the hoodie as well, make it bigger so that it drapes more and it's not so fitted. Then of course I'll put in the zip. I was going to redo the waistband as well. It was crooked in some points, and yeah, but otherwise she was happy. It was giving what it was meant to give. So yes. So for the area, like for the zip area, I ironed some interfacing on there so that it's easier to put a zip, because you remember the fabric up top is really stretchy and at the bottom it's really stiff because of the stiffness. I regretted though how big the interfacing was, because later on it's going to show at the back where there's no interfacing, like the fabric is going to stretch a bit. So next time I'd do like a really thin strip of interfacing at the zip line. But otherwise I did all the changes that are necessary. This is me putting in the waistband the second time. The waistband also has interfacing, but you know that's necessary because the waistband doesn't move, like, yeah, that is not going to move in any places to stretch the fabric. So that is necessary for the waistband to have interfacing. So as I said, I just changed the shape of the waistline. You remember my initial waistline was curved towards the side seams, so I removed the curve so that it was just straight, to make like a nicer shape on the sides.
Yeah, because there I'm saying tu ni kushika tu mali tu kidogo. White better. Janelle Monae.
And you know in pictures it doesn't show like kabisa yongo yake venye iko na nini
It's
more. Inakaa tu wow. Hata hapa naona hiyo nini, lakini iron itawaka hii side. Yeah. Yeah, cheku kwa tu, yeah. But inakaa poa.
Ako kana